Raiden is not a homosexual. A Metal Gear fanfiction. Rykov had just gotten done working out at the communist gym. He was all sweaty and his body glistened like the moon. He was cruising for a boyfriend, so he flipped his hair. Like any of us would. The usual bitches lined up, but he had since already had his fill of their sweet and salty man juices. No, he wanted someone new. Knowing that a Metal Gear Solid convention was in town, he knew that there would obviously be some attractive men there who would want to make sexy time with him. The first thing he did when he got there was make sure that everyone knew he was serious about dicks. Unfortunately, there was no one attractive enough to throw against a wall and suck off because the convention was in Missouri. However, even though he wasn't able to find anyone initially, his erect meat missile turned into a sort of dowsing rod, magnetically pulling him towards a beautiful young white-haired man in a sneaking suit. "Hey, I'm Rykov," he told the flaxen-haired man. "Just to let you know, I really would like to pound your anus." Rykov was coming out in more than one way as his erect man rod started leaking in excitement. You should probably plug that up. Rykov noticed the other man's hair and smiled. It matched the color of his semen perfectly. It's really... "Oh my god," Raiden exclaimed. "It's like looking into a gay mirror." "How about I give you my codec and you come up to my Holiday Inn room? I could really use the company. And by company, I mean I'm going to violate you in every way possible." Raiden jumped on this. Literally. He ripped into Rykov's arms. Leapt into Rykov's arms. "Take me away," he said. "Ever since I was little, I've had a preference for handling other men's swords." Raiden cooed when they were in the hotel room. Rykov was surprised. He was usually the first one to give head, but the way that the semen-haired beauty inhaled his meat was giving Rykov the biggest boner he'd ever had. As they were getting completely undressed, Rykov started making small talk. "Do you have a family?" Raiden quickly took off his wedding ring before Rykov could notice and sheepishly said, "I have this bitch who I got pregnant, but she's nowhere as gorgeous as you." He then grabbed Rykov's throbbing flute and forced it into his love tunnel. God damn it. Sorry. Fucking love tunnel. He let out a yell of howling passion. Raiden's pink love sock could hardly keep up with Rykov's thrusting. I don't think I've ever heard pink love sock before. That's a new one. I'm putting that in the book of dick fucking synonyms. That's going right in there. His girth was almost tearing him apart, but he loved every second of it. You must be very experienced gay man. You must be a very experienced gay man. Raiden panted. He gripped the sheets with knuckles as white as his cum-stained hair. "I can't even think. Please explode in my crawl space with your white-hot cannon." Oh! Edging out like never before, Rykov pulled out Raiden's socket and walked around to his front. He then slapped Raiden in the face with his codpiece and said, "In Soviet Russia, cuck slaps you." You know, I know this is probably a troll fic, but I'm just enjoying this too much. I love every second of this. Raiden lunged for Rykov's throbbing sausage because he wanted it in his mouth some more. He didn't care that it had just been in his butt. In fact, it only made him want it more. He loved ass. Raiden put the now Raiden-flavored jizz cannon in his mouth. "You're a total freak. I bet you know your way around all kinds of big shells," Rykov said, releasing his baby gravy down Raiden's throat. Raiden kept the cum in his mouth and gave Rykov's ass a good rimming. After swirling his tongue around the cusp of his glory hole, he jammed his tongue in the black squishy depths, and he launched the stored cum into the tight, sexy hole. Rykov then launched the cum out of his ass. "I shame," he said with a smile on his face. Raiden enjoyed the cum spraying out of Rykov's butt blowhole. It was like whale watching. If the whale was a sweaty, hot Russian man, and the watching was engaging in the act of homosexual lovemaking, which they were both very good at. There was so much more cum spraying out than Raiden remembered. He almost drowned in the salty spray, but he managed to avoid it. "That was close. I managed to avoid drowning," he told Rykov. It probably helped that he didn't have a girl strapped to his back, or maybe that was the thing that they needed most right now. Rykov pouted his flushed flushed and shining cheeks. "I hate women," he said, but Raiden smiled.
"E.E. is just a girl. She's cool and totally sexy. I want to titty fuck her so much I could burst."
And Rykov jacked him off until he did. Then they got E.E., still covered in nothing but sweat and semen. Walking through the hotel covered in Elmer's glue... Fucking Shelby, turn your phone off while I'm recording, you bitch! No more Kim Possible ringtones in my videos! I love you. You're beautiful and fantastic, but fucking put your phone on silence. I'm still going. Where was I? Hotel. Walking through the hotel covered in Elmer's glue like gunk and smelling of sweat and shame, they held their heads high as they went back to the con to get her. They definitely didn't care when the old woman at the checkout desk fainted at the sight of the traces of their intense sexual activity. In fact, a lot of people started crowding around the identical-looking men, each wanting to see their top-of-the-line equipment, but their penises. People thought they were the most dedicated cosplayers in the whole state. And they were, because their cum was real, and not just painted on like those other silly cosplayers. Who are you? Well, I'm gay porn man. Oh, I bet that cum's fake. Yeah, it is. How'd you make that cum? I don't know. Elmer's glue, flour, a little bit of salsa. Oh, I gotta see how you got the texture. But next time, just jack off and cover your body in it. More authentic, dude. Yeah, but it gets sticky and it dries up and it gets really bad, you know. So I don't want to go authentic, and that's probably why no one wants to cover themselves in semen. Being naked in public should have gotten them arrested, but even the convention police were enamored by the beauty and fearlessness of their Adonis-like bodies. Some of them even took pictures and sent them to their wives. "Wear your hair like this from now on," each text said. Raiden was used to being naked in public, so he didn't really care when a ham-beast caked in pocky crumbs tried to touch his abs, commenting on his kawaii perfect body and his dedication for getting real Raiden tattoos. He pulled his katana out of his asshole and stabbed her through the face. The cops actually cheered and also got boners. Just then at the con, they found E.E. She was beating off ham beasts with both hands. And by beating off, I mean she was hitting them in the face, not that other thing that they actually wanted. But she was happy to oblige, especially because both men looked like Raiden. Her tits got hard right then. She began dripping like the fountain outside, which they went to go have sex in. Once in the fountain, the three of them started to have hardcore sex. Everything you could ever imagined happened in several hours of passion-fueled sex. By the end of it, E.E. was considering changing her name to Deepy. Fucking... Rykov was almost considering becoming bi, but then he remembered that Raiden was hotter than E, and he became gay again. His silky stream burst from the tip of his head like the fountain they were all in, pouring it all over Raiden's tattoos. E licked it up because it tasted good. "This is like that time with Hal," she said, recalling hilarious childhood memories that ruined her personality. Raiden suddenly went flaccid. "Ew, don't bring up Otacon during sex. That's gross. He's a total nerd." Otacon, you say? He sounds like someone I could get down with. "Give me his codec," said Rykov. E gave Rykov, leaving the two of them covered in hot jizz in a public fountain now full of various bodily fluids. He simply said, "Call me sometime, guys. I might even pick up." With a smile, he left, knowing who his next victim would be. Finn. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. They're also things. If you want to watch just a random fanfiction video, click up in the top right-hand corner. If you want to watch a video that has nothing to do with my channel whatsoever, click in the bottom left-hand corner. And if you want to buy shirts and shit, click them in the top left-hand corner. Also put my Patreon in the bottom right-hand corner. If you're interested, that's your own thing, though, dude. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to give me your money for doing stupid shit like this. It's just there. You should do it, though. I'm really poor and sad and desperate.